correlated. What this means is you cannot increase your return with taking more risk. And the way that we often hear this concept expressed, you'll hear people say high risk, high return, low risk, low return. So I think we probably have all heard that many times, but may not have spent a lot of time thinking about what does that really mean? What are the consequences of this correlation? And the consequences of the correlation are actually a little different, quite different, depending on which side of the equation you're looking at. So when I say high risk, high return, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that if I take high risk, I'm going to receive high return. Obviously, because high risk of return means volatility, high volatility of return, which means that if I take high risk, I may receive high return, I may receive low return, I may receive medium return or no return. So that's what the high risk, high return side of this equation looks like. On the low risk, low return side, it's very different. So when I say, if I take low risk, I may receive low return, that's what it means. Low risk equals low return. Why? Because low risk means low volatility of return. It means that the outcomes are going to be very consistent every time. If I take low risk, I'm not going to receive high return. I'm not going to receive medium return. I'm probably also not going to receive no return, because that's what low risk means. The way I like to think about it is, if you put on a graph, the low risk is going to look like a horizontal line, essentially a horizontal line. The very little volatility in these returns. If we take high risk, the return is going to look like a zigzag, up and down, up and down, up and down, with big swings, because that's what high risk means. So how to summarize? Basically, if you take low risk, you're going to receive low return for sure, or for all practical intents and purposes, for sure. If you take high risk, you don't know what type of return you're going to receive, but one of the possibilities is high return. So the other way to think about that is, if you're seeking high return, you must take high risk. There's no way to generate high return by taking low risk. So it's an important thing to think about. How much return do you want? If you want high return, then you have to take high risk. If you're only willing to take low risk, you need to be satisfied with low return. So why does it work like this? Why is it that I can't take low risk and receive high return? Or why is it that I need to take high risk in order to have the potential to get high return?